This campaign is to mobilize Ugandans to get involved in the war against corruption. And the strategy is to show people how corruption hurts them and to raise their consciousness and their anger against corruption, because almost everything that hurts people, you can trace it directly to corruption, and we want people to understand that. So in 2021, we came up with this lifestyle audit campaign where government officials are required to explain the source of their wealth if it is perceived that they are living beyond their known sources of income. Now, to answer your question directly, people did not understand that this campaign is a partnership between the public and the anti-corruption agency, like the Inspectorate of Government. The lifestyle audit campaign is supposed to monitor people's lifestyles, but people's lifestyles are known by the people who live with them, their neighbors. And so the neighbors must tell us what these people's lifestyles are, what their wealth are, where their assets are. And then for us, we take that information and start interrogating it. So part of this campaign that will take me countrywide is to mobilize the people of Uganda, the grassroots people of Uganda, to get involved in the lifestyle audit campaign. Your neighbor living that kind of lifestyle, is it commensurate with the known source of income if he's a government employee? If indeed he is a government employee or she is a government employee and lives a lifestyle that seems to be beyond the salary they get, then most likely they are getting money from public resources. So to answer your question, we needed to we launched the campaign, but one, we needed a legal framework. We launched the campaign, but we needed a legal framework. So we set to work on a legal framework. How does it work? Who is responsible for what? How do you get people's things attached? Right now, under the current framework, to attach somebody's property takes an arm and a leg. But now that we have a legal framework, we can attach their property. And also to mobilize the community to give us information. So we have been mobilizing and preparing for the lifestyle audit. In short, we haven't really saved any money, so to say, because we have to lay the groundwork. We have to do the infrastructure. We have to prepare the ground. Corruption will not be fought by government alone or by the Inspector General or the Inspectorate of Government. Corruption must be a people's war. Everybody must get involved in the war against corruption. It's like security. Security people, you tell us, everybody be vigilant. Know your neighbor. If you see anything suspicious, report to police, be alert, so that for security, for us to have security, everybody must be conscious, alert, and also participate in fighting security. Even when you're traveling abroad, the airports, they tell you, watch out for, they call them what? Unescorted luggage. Watch out and inform police. So that kind of awareness is also the kind of awareness that we need everybody to be aware of and to fight corruption. Why? Because you are a victim of corruption. We are all victims of corruption. Fellow countrymen, if you go to the hospital and there is no medicine, it is not because government did not put their money. Government put some money for medicine, but the people whom they designated that responsibility, bo abatono bakazarwaju bayegabanisa sente. Mwachategeza. They started sharing the money. People in Kampala, it is terrible. But government put some money for roads, especially in Kampala and other places, I know. But the money for the roads was eaten. And you know how they ate it? Like you said, it is syndicated corruption. It starts from Ministry of Finance. The people of Ministry of Finance, they say, we are going to send money, but half of it, or a quarter of it, must come back. And you agree. Then it goes to Parliament. The Parliament also, the committee to pass this, they want their cut. They also cut it. Eh? They want their cachet. Then it goes to the ministries. Then all those people we talked about, who are involved in managing these funds, each one also wants their share. By the time the contractor gets money to build the road, it is almost half of the budget. So the contractor is left to figure out how to deliver a road with half the budget. So the contractor delivers a shoddy road because he has to figure out how to use the money that you send. But the money all went back. Along the chain, it went back. Now for us, when we come to investigate, we see a shoddy road, we go to the books, we arrest the cow, we arrest the engineer, we arrest the other people, and some of them tell us, to tell you the truth, said it was Zayo, bakatugira ngo tuzikore ki? Tuzigarureyo. Kashina ntazigarurire uriya ni umukama wanje. Ninjira nta. Nanyakara muningagira ki? Ninkenda. Sente zikoze ki? Zigarukireyo. Ko kashi kantina bushoto suboriya obunyine no bwawe. Yo watireho ki? Umukono ogoriyo gukungambira tuguru. So tuje tukwata kawo ninga tukwatoha watireho umukono baba yaba these sasses and others, they are the people who requisition akwata to many of them are interdicted. Last year alone we sacked 119 public servants. Then the public cries, you people, now you are getting small fish. You are getting for us small fish. But the big fish, beba kolechi, beba their big money. Now you come and get this small fish. Who also steal small money. And we tell them, but big fish, big fish, there is no evidence that I can take to court about the big fish. So we end up with the small fish. The public calls them fish, thieves, the what, the was, but really, because there was no evidence that would stand up against a big fish in court. So what would we do? I want to tell you, fellow countrymen, almost every problem here in Uganda about service delivery or poor service delivery, you can trace it back to corruption. You can trace it back to corruption. Even the low salaries. I will tell you how the low salaries come about. The economy is not growing as it should because corruption is built into the economy. Oliba mwate sente ogenda okugula ekitabo. Ekitabo ekyandibadde kigula $600 akiguze $10. So the market for books is low, but tugula eky'Echina ekigula $40. Kino ekya Uganda kyandibadde ku $60, but bazimbiddemu corruption. We buy it at $18, so the Ugandan product we put it on the side and we buy the Chinese product which is cheaper. And the economy of China grows and the economy of Uganda shrinks. Because there's a lot of inbuilt corruption in the market. And when the economy is not growing, where will the taxes come from? Where will the salaries come from? If you expand it, and corruption is also in the private sector as well, for the same reason. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is in our interest, all of us, okuvayo kolachi, to fight corruption. Corruption is also in the districts, in recruitment of staff. We end up with it, not just in the districts, in the whole country. In the whole country. Because jobs are on sale, either for money or for other considerations. So we end up with not the best people, the mediocre people who were able to pay, or who were corruption through nepotism or through other things, and the good quality people are leaving the country because they are not able to pay. I know somebody, an excellent engineer, first class honors degree, and then master's degree in engineering, who was never able to get a job in Uganda. He tried to get a job in Uganda, but because he was not able to buy the job, he couldn't. So he went to America. Now he is working for Boeing, because Boeing appreciated him. Boeing, you know Boeing? Boeing appreciated him. Now he's one of the top engineers in Boeing. They have even named a spare part after him, a Ugandan. But he could not find a job in Uganda because of corruption. The Inspectorate of Government, or CID, or State House Anti-Corruption, or DPP, or whatever, all those anti-corruption agencies. For us, we have instruments of authority, which is given to us by the laws of this country. But the public, you have information. The two things can work together. So you talk za charo, orewo mshiji wa mbika mansion ye umkwati. You don't have that authority. Konka nyo authority njine kunkati nkumanyi. Kanda ibili senti. So, new partnership between the public and the agents of government to work together. You bring the information, I have the instruments of authority to summon that person. Or to summon your IGG. There is power in this pen. I wouldn't say I summon you on such a day. That's when you would know. So, Orian wana kurara hihi, murigana, mukurara hihi, tumurukumbasi. Kuoka nyo nishitama Kampala, ni muhereza summon kwenda. Natekwa kujirechi? Natekwa kuisha. Kandi hiisha nimbuza, tomorrow, omushara gwangu kaningureba, ni milioni mwene chweka. Ujumbi chirota. If it does not satisfy me, I confiscate it. Then you jiroko ji. Show me that your grandfather left you money in the will and land and you sold it. I will say, may your grandfather rest in peace. But if you can't, I will assume that you have stolen public money because you work in the public office. And using my authority, I can prosecute you. I can even confiscate your property and auction it and put the money back in the public office where it belongs. That is the only way that we are going to save this country, Mr. Chairman. Because of corrupt, yes they are, but the problem we have is evidence. Corruption is done under the table. It is a secret between two people. Sometimes, behind the power is faceless. You have never even seen them. Mwogera kusibu bakutumira muntu. Waliwo abadde annyumiza obaani nti yamugamba nti kale essente ezo milioni 200 zitwale hariya baara kurahike oshitama. Omuntu naza kuteera essimu akugambira ekyokukola. Omuntu amuteera essimu ati niwe nanka nteego ojulisha ati yayirotego atati ekishaka ekyokwise wikisigaho shitamye okiyete. But those are the instructions. Omushaija ati mwana mukwate $200,000 nsiga ngende. But even the person who is telling him could have been here behind him. But they have not seen him. So what evidence will he give? Omushaija akora ki? Agenda akisigaho ogwaje akangira nawe nayohereza aje kikora ki? Atwara ekishaho ki? $200,000 ezibikiriza ibi. Tokumanya uwaza tokumanya uha ukazagira ki? Ezapure zibe zo mbazi, by the way. Ezapure zibe zo rubuto. Ezapure zibe zo kujja omuhanda. So $200,000 zo omuntu omwe times 10,000 every day. That is what is happening in this country. We have so much information, but we don't have evidence. Instead of seeing people running away, abantu tubenda kugenda baruge kai barugo mu Uganda. Please, let's all get involved in corruption. But the beauty of this is that there is also motivation. Of course, one no ngambiro muntu wa cyaro cyawe who is building a mall. You are a whistleblower. You can come as a whistleblower. But there's also motivation. If you report, and because of your reporting, we save money, you are entitled by law through the Whistleblowers Act to 5% of the money that we have saved. Much money. Hati mze kuzironda mwena mbawa kinga. Mwacha tegerisa. An example, if it's $1 billion, and there are many people who are living in houses of more than $1 billion, but if it is $1 billion, and through my investigations or Siraji or any of these guys, we investigate and we found that this man built this mall or took this money or did what worth $1 billion, and I order you to refund it. Because when we investigate and we find you guilty, we can either take you to court and prosecute you and get you jailed, or we order you to refund the money. And the only way you can refund the money, sometimes people don't have cash, is to sell your property. But whatever, whether you refund it through cash or you sell your property, hatuwangambira. If it was $1 billion which have recovered, you are entitled to 5%. That is 50 million. Everybody to get involved in the war against corruption. Because if we don't, it is sinking us. And it's a way of life. And even the mindset, ejikiriza. Let me tell you, as IGG, since I got this job of IGG, because somebody said in the papers that IGG is the highest paid civil servant. And people also think that now in this position, I have a lot of money. Everybody who has land or a house to sell, they come to me. They said they come to me because they think I have money. But more importantly, it is okay with them for me to get that money. That's where the problem is. Why should it be okay with them for me to have that money? So the biggest problem we have here is condoning corruption. People condone corruption. Omuntu nibamukwata ibire ngenda kumutwara dero ba politician abo ba mobilizing abantu cheap popularity ngubaze wa president kweshengereza omwana gutyo mukore ki umureki konka yibo mbazi nanywe bazo ni oferi wo mwana ko tariyo ki no kwekarakaza mubaze twaye karakasa president omushijo wibiro mbaze gwisiro mwana wanje musasire nakweshengereza. So we condone corruption. We need a total mindset change of condemning, not condoning corruption. The person who has got very rich quickly, they say he's clever. Because he has built a house in 6 months. The low warrior, going to fade. No bush. Ngwamaziri myaka 5 nakora aremera no kugira ki kuombeka hata ogota kwiba ndekivera owiba mumugezi. So na society nayo nekola ki ne fuelinga ki na no bwanyu bakubanje amazima mutshwaza leba mutabani wali. So even society mindset must also change.
Madam IGG, I want to appeal to your office for precise your success stories. Most people don't know what the IGG has achieved. And we have had a long battle on the radio and the media trying to defend government of the action they have taken. Because the IGG's office and all these anti-corruption agencies are quiet. People think you are dormant and you are not doing anything, neither are you fighting. But if you can publicize and popularize your actions of where you have succeeded, I'm sure it will be one of the talent methods against corruption. Madam IGG, I need also you to look into the Minister of Lands. Insecurity in this country is being brought by competition of land, where some of these officers are using their offices to issue multiple land titles on the same land. And then some other people use their influences in government using fake land titles to victimize our people.
We are trying really to make sure that we fight corruption. That's why you don't, I believe in your reports, our cases as Mbarara district local governments, if they are there, they are very minimal. But I want to thank the regional office for the cooperation. They are always on the ground. Whenever they get any whistleblower and their issues, documents they want to look through, they always come to us. Of course, these local governments have very many challenges. To begin with, as a district, as a way of getting information from the public, we initiated a program called Parish Barazas. We moved all parishes with the entire district team and security. Then we allow the public to air out their views, how our workers are working in their respective parishes. And if there is any corruption kind of activity they can see within their area, they can use that baraza to report to us. We no longer, I think I no longer receive complaints about backlog cases. I reported my case to the IGG. They have never acted. Maybe if they don't report, but I haven't received such. So I believe your team has also improved in giving quick responses to the whistleblowers. And Madam IGG, I want to report to you that I am also a whistleblower and I benefited from the same. I am here because I did some work for government to protect this property that was at the verge of being grabbed by some individuals. So I am here because I did part of your work and I helped the government to secure its land and facilities. The challenge now with the local governments is that now that you are looking at corruption and other related activities, but now the most corrupt are the ministries. They have reduced the all budgets, all contracts, big contracts, which are supposed to be managed locally for proper monitoring and supervision, are now managed by central government. any project that is above 1 billion, it is now centrally managed. And you wonder why we have a fully fledged local government with the procurement department, with very highly qualified personnel, but they leave all of them to remain redundant, and everything is managed centrally. So I can see if this move is not checked, the local governments are they are likely to lose the intention, the purpose of creating these local governments. And because you find like a company coming to construct a health center, they just come one day, they even not notify you. They can call you in the evening, we are coming tomorrow. They come bombard you with very many vehicles, we are going to the site X, Y, Z. Then what do? The minister has directed, the PS has directed, you also follow. Yeah. So, and this one is mainly in health and water. So you need also to put your interest there. Because they have made our workers redundant. And districts have failed to attract district engineers because they have not supervised big contracts. And they have not been given that, that opportunity. So that is another challenge. And of course, sometimes we emphasize with these junior cadres, you find it because of the salaries. This problem of salaries, if it is not addressed, then the effort to fight corruption is also going to be difficult. Because you find a person earning 200,000 the entire month, and there are no plans to enhance, there are no even hopes. Because these local government employees,
You have struck the right button.
no, honestly speaking, you who may have a bigger voice than us, you should also really advocate for their salary increment. How do you imagine someone to survive on a salary of 200,000? So that means he must cheat government by not working every day. He must look for another way of surviving. He might not directly swindle government resources, but he will be, somehow diverted, because he also wants to sell some matoke somewhere and get some income to see how he can run his or her family. So kindly advocate for the salary increment of local government workers. The other day we are happy, the science people were, the salaries were increased. But of course science cannot work in isolation of other departments. And if you increase a salary of a science teacher of a secondary school, and you don't look at the primary teacher, so where will you get the learners now if they don't study well science at primary? So those inequalities, to me, I think it is also corruption. So the central government has also been corrupt. Actually, the first people to investigate are those. How do you create local governments and all services are down on ground, and you only send 11% of the national budget? Does it make sense? We have, how many schools do you?
84.
We have 84 government-aided primary schools. And in a financial year, you send 100 million as school facilities grant. Really? And you again direct that parents should not contribute. What if the toilet sinks? It is full. What shall the management and the administration of this primary school do? Let us be realistic in some of these things. So these people are here, Wambi, they have nowhere to go. But honestly, they are suffering. You can even look at them. Some of them have come without breakfast. So here for us to make sure they don't dodge. We have been trying as a district to make sure at least we provide tea, even a black tea, so that he can have, even if he doesn't have money for lunch, he can work on that tea. Even this one I'm taking is actually the tea. From the yes, because my salary is I also must talk about myself. I am paid 2 million. After tax, that is around 1.6. Real. A whole governor of a district. 1,500,000. So if I don't get tea from here, I will spend the whole day hungry. Just divide it by 30 days, and remember I have to go and attend burials. I have parties. People are calling me for fundraising. So we have also invested our own resources in supporting government, and we are getting tired. So it is high time the central government also think about enhancing salaries for all local government leaders and employees, up to LC1. I am my vice president of Uruga, and every meeting it has now become like a song. So we are there. But for us, like I shared with you, here in Ankwele, when we are organizing a wedding, and during that day, the distribution of human resource, someone to do this is an ushering. Then they say, you who have come from Kampala, you will be on the high table. Take charge, because we don't want these villagers to disorganize. Then they look at you, hey, you, the one from the village. For you can help people to wash their hands, even wash the plates, because that's where you belong. Okay. So now, these local governments have now been reduced to that, to only wash plates and cups, as we wait for central government people to come and give us direction. Thank you. They occupy the high table. They eat the good meat, the chicken. You has washed the plates. You only eat the leftovers.